There was a man they could not categorize. That was the first problem. He did not speak like a rebel. He did not act like a king. He did not behave like a threat. And yet, everywhere he went, something shifted. It started small. A rumor in one town, a blind man who suddenly saw, a paralyzed body that stood up and walked home. People whispered, not because of the miracle, but because of the way he looked at them. He looked at people like he knew them, not their names, their weight, their regret, their hidden shame, their private battles, and instead of exposing it, he lifted it. That confused everyone, because men with power usually use weakness. He erased it. He walked into a room full of religious experts, and instead of arguing doctrine, he asked questions, not to trap, not to humiliate, but questions that made them uncomfortable. Questions about mercy, about pride, about why rules mattered more than people. And something began to crack. Not in the buildings, in the system. He did not raise an army, but fishermen left their boats, tax collectors left their tables. Women society ignored suddenly walked beside him with dignity. It wasn't revolution, it was reordering. And that is more dangerous, because revolutions are loud. Reordering is quiet, one life at a time, one conscience at a time. He forgave a woman publicly when stones were already in the air. He healed on days he wasn't supposed to. He touched people no one else would touch. He treated the invisible as if they were essential. And the more he did, the less control the leaders felt. Crowds followed him, not because he demanded it, but because they felt seen. And when people begin to feel seen, they stop fearing the wrong things. That terrified the powerful, because control depends on fear, and he was dissolving it, slowly, without force, without violence, without ever raising his voice in rage. He spoke about a kingdom that did not look like Rome, did not look like religion, did not look like politics. A kingdom where the last were first, where mercy outranked sacrifice, where love outran law. And suddenly, he wasn't just healing people. He was destabilizing hierarchies, not with rebellion, but with kindness. That is what they couldn't explain. Why someone with that much influence refused to dominate. Why someone followed by thousands refused to seize power. Why someone capable of commanding crowds chose instead to wash feet. Power they understood. Dominance they understood. Control they understood. But humility with authority? That threatened everything. So they studied him. They tested him. They tried to corner him in public. But every trap revealed their own motives, and every answer he gave felt like a mirror. Eventually, the problem was clear. He was not breaking their laws, he was exposing their hearts. And when exposure becomes unbearable, elimination feels easier. So they made their decision, not because he failed, but because he refused to become what they expected. He would not play their game. He would not bow to pressure. He would not soften the truth. And even when the nails went through his hands, he still did not act like the men who hated him. He forgave them, which only proved they never understood him at all.